So the dark night of the soul, facing your effectiveness after the dark night of the soul and other people's envy. So basically, the dark night of the soul is when your ego starves to death, and you will have that few years or months of period of resting, integrating your new self. And after that, you will realize that actually you have a creator, because the whole point of dark night of the soul is to make you understand that you are not your own individual creation. You are part of creation. You have been created. You have a loving creator protecting you and trying to make you to become back to your senses. So the effectiveness that happens after the dark night of the soul is quite outstanding. You become very vibrant, intelligence goes sky high, and you become wise. So the result is basically something that I'm doing now, basically sharing your wisdom, sharing your talent, etc., etc. And you will also have to face the envy coming from other people, because there are many people, once again, who are in this hippie sort of thing. They are trying to achieve this sort of experience of life, but they don't know that they are actually doing it. Their agenda is to basically make money out of these concepts. They are very intelligent. Some of them are part of Freemasonry, but they are doing this as an agenda to enhance their own careers. They have plans to become a yogi or a massage therapist, a Reiki healer. So they will become envious of your your intelligence and your ability to stay focused and basically create, be part of creation. You become business-minded as well. You're not just just sitting and basically doing nothing, saying that the world is an illusion. All I see is just dream figures. I don't have to do anything. Once again, yes, everything is an illusion, but it is an illusion that has become very serious. So the dreaming state has become serious, all right? So, yeah, going through the dark night of the soul, it basically opens up your pineal gland. It requires integration, of course, but the cosmic energy comes through your pineal gland to your body, and as a result, you'll become very effective, more effective before, because I know most of you have already been creative, have already been business-minded entrepreneurs, but now it goes sky high. But of course, you have to be, ready to also understand that it's not really about the career thing as well, So the whole career concept actually falls away. Yes, you might animate yourself as a business-minded person, you might have your business and etc., but it's not the point exactly. This is my understanding. But you will have to face the envy of other people, because there are many people who haven't gone through the dark night of soul and are actually fighting to their death that they will never go through that, because it is a very tough thing to go through, because the loneliness is quite hardcore, because nobody will understand what you're going through unless you're lucky enough to meet other people who have gone through it, which I didn't go through at all, because this country is not very well going. It's not very the esoteric knowledge is being used as a means to stay in comfort zone. So they have plans to have their own ashram, have their own hippie communities, and basically attract hippie women and bloodlust and all that stuff. So it's the same like the fake yogis in India are doing right now. So they're just attracting women, trying to have this sort of a fake sense of highness. All right. So the dark night of the soul. After the dark night of the soul, you become very effective, because not only do you not take the world seriously anymore, but you have also come to the conclusion that you can manage in life without anybody or anything. That also brings a lot of confidence in your life, and this is exactly what ends up making some of these hippies, for example, who really want to understand this ascension thing, but they try to cheat all the time. They try to use psychedelics to achieve them, and yes, you can achieve them and get some insights, but unless you have really forgiven the world by actually facing the world, the duality of this world, that's the only way to basically forgive this world. You cannot just watch films or think about the world suffering. You really have to organically go through and see what this world is really all about, which is basically a world that tries to attack the vertical perception of life, purified consciousness. It's designed to attack and basically suppress it. So you have to face all of these things and come to the understanding that you don't want to take this world seriously, nor invest yourself to this world. And that's basically what the dark night of the soul does. And again, the effectiveness, the intelligence that comes out of it is quite interesting, outstanding, but it will make many people envious of you. And even more people will fall away. If you have made friends during your dark night of the soul, like happened with me, I lost all of my old friends, but then they were replaced with new friends quite quickly. But even they fell, because I discovered that, like in a film, like a twist in a film, that they haven't actually walked their path at all. They have just read those concepts. Incredibly intelligent young people, like they are in their 20s now and early 30s. Incredibly intelligent, but they still fear the unknown. And they are still basically controlled by their parents, some of them. Even the ones in their 30s, they are still controlled by their parents. So they still have this fear to walk towards the unknown and face the world as it really is, which is not a pretty picture. You know, it's not a pretty picture. When I was, for example, in Sahara and in Sub-Sahara as well, there was a lot of stuff that people don't know that is really happening, which is that basically majority of the people, for example, in this country are living at their expense. And the people there are really suffering, and it's not a pretty picture. And not to mention that there is a system that, for example, I was trying to have a humanitarian movement going on in Sahara when I was there. But at the end of the day, the Freemasons, they ended up destroying everything that I had in mind. They made it so difficult to get that project going forward. And instead, they give all of the fundings to people who are not even using that money to go forward. It's basically a vaporware. I know you people in vaporwave music, you know what I'm talking about, vaporware. So these are basically industries that are not basically doing anything. But the CEOs ended up taking the funding money and basically ended up disappearing. And this is exactly what happens in Sahara, in Africa in general. The local governments are run this way. So people go and search for funding money, and they end up mingling with the governors, the politicians of the state. And actually what ends up happening is that nothing comes out of it, no flourishing. They just take the money and they leave the scene. And I was not one of them. I was actually planning to actually make something out of it. But as you can see, the world does not want to go forward. They want to die, because the Hellenistic system has been now spread all across the world. And the Hellenistic system is a suicidal mentality. So for example, Finland is a big example. It's a country that is now going to die. And the citizens themselves are already dying, slowly. Some of them are actually killing themselves, but ultimately it's a society that is going to die of extinction now. So it cannot be saved.